Hello everybody, welcome to the Meet the Makers podcast. My name is Jack Blanch and right to the left of me is Gerbrands.
Good evening.
So this is going to be our little quick introductory episode, just to tell you a bit about who we are and what we're doing here. Why on earth are we here, Rye?
So, we have started a project that we have been thinking about for a while, and due to the pandemic, we had to put on ice, but we are now rolling and we are getting some episodes under our belt. It's called Meet the Makers, and we are interviewing makers who sell in the shop, made in Stroud, about their passions, why they do it, and just, a little bit about themselves, getting them to tell their story.
Yeah, so a bit of context, like Rye said, this is where we are right now. If you're watching this, this is a shop down which street, sorry, in Stroud?
Kendrick Street in Stroud.
Yeah, this is a shop that supplies... That supplies? No, you have suppliers coming in. That's the whole reason we're making a podcast. It's about the suppliers, not us. This is a shop that sells products that are locally sourced and ethically made. So you can get a whole range of different things in here, from wines, gins, chocolates, spicy sauces, and also, if you're looking at this, you can see a nice
fashion,
load of underwear in front of me.
Soaps, all sorts of pamper goods for the bathroom, art, a lot of pottery. There's massive variety. Books, CDs. What have I missed? Anything else? Hang on, let me just have a look.
Well, we've got it all right here in front of us.
Clothing, fashion. I've covered that.
We've got loads of stuff, and it's doing pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, especially since lockdown. So since we've reopened, it's been insanely busy, which is great. Very good. And we had a very busy lockdown on the web shop, and it's been continuing to do very well.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's much appreciated, and the makers really appreciate it as well. Keeps them all turning over.
Yeah, we got some lovely customers in here, and I think probably the most sensible thing to do from here is kind of talk a bit about how this project kind of came to be, and probably the best way to get into that is by saying, well, Rye, what gave you the idea for this project? Because this is your idea. I mean, I'm just here as well as part of the crew, really, but this was your baby to be going on with, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I can't really remember exactly when I came up with it. I think it was around Christmas. So we're now in August.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, probably the best thing to do is start off with your history, like how you got involved in Made in Stroud.
Okay.
And what you've kind of brought to the table since coming along, and then how did that kind of go into coming up with the idea for this project?
Okay, cool. So I started in the shop over 2 years ago, and then I started with over 10 years experience in retail management and sales. So they're my passions, and I was in between jobs, and basically, so it's my mum's shop, and I started working part-time. She said to me, "Crikey, I didn't realise you were so good at this. Do you want to run the shop for me?" And I was like, "I'd love to. I really enjoy it." And since that happened, I've really pushed to expand the amount of makers we have, and especially pushed to expand the food and drink is one of my passions. The food corner over here, I don't know if you can see it on camera. It was very small when I started.
It's gotten massive.
Yeah, it's huge now. I counted earlier. There's close to 30 food and drink makers. And there's about 3 when I started, maybe 4. So yeah, I expanded that. I've changed the layout and the merchandising quite a bit. So a lot more shelving, more lighting, and a lot more social media. Quite enjoy
Lots of social media.
Yeah, I can't stop. Everything has to go on there. I feel guilty if something gets missed out. So then after a year of being here, I really felt what was missing was a web shop. we're in the 21st century. Everyone's using their phones. So I said to Claire, why don't we have a web shop? The cost...
Claire's Rise mum, by the way.
Yeah. So the cost was a major factor. You're looking at £4,000 to build a web shop. And with the amount of products and producers we've got, it's probably going to be more. So I said, well, why don't I do some research and I can build the web shop? Obviously, she was like, yeah, great, go ahead, do it. So it started quite small. First launched just before Christmas. It went really well. And then we've just sort of been slowly building on it. Then in March 2020, everyone knows what happened. We had to close our doors. And I was at home twiddling my thumbs. And I thought, I love my job so much. I don't want to have... At the time, they were saying 6 months. Have 6 months off work? I can't cope with that. So I started coming in every day. I've got, thanks to Jack, pushing me to get a better phone. I had an iPhone 11, so it takes quite good photos. So I come in every day, take photos, upload them to the web shop, put them on the social media. Sales were getting crazy. We were doing local deliveries every day, going to the post office every day. But whilst this was all happening, Meet the Makers, the project that we planned, was already in the pipeline. But if you can't meet people, you can't do a podcast. And we didn't want to do what everyone else was doing, which was Zoom videos, which are fine.
Yeah, it's not quite the same though.
It's
you don't
not
get
the same.
Yeah, you don't get the same kind of level of personality from it.
Yeah, and then there's internet problems.
Yeah.
So we put it on ice until we started filming them recently. And Jack, I've been watching Jack work quietly for a while, a good few years, and I've been inspired by your work ethic and your dedication to your craft.
Well, thank you.
And I thought, my cousin would be a very good business partner.
Yeah, we're cousins, by the way.
Yeah. So we like to keep it in the family.
Yeah, exactly.
In made in Stroud.
Well, no, yeah, I remember it was before lockdown happened as well that you kind of came up with the idea, and at the time I was kind of going out and because I get really frustrated if I'm not working on anything, because this is my career, this is my full-time job. I am a freelance videographer, and it was a particularly dry period of time, and I don't like working on anything. I don't like not working on anything. So basically what I was doing was I was going out meeting people who I thought were cool and shooting like little daily documentaries and things like that, just because I liked being around people. I like other people's stories. I think there's just so much. People are very modest and people don't like talking about themselves when they have something really incredible to say and an incredible story behind what they did.
Especially creatives. Exactly.
Creatives, makers, anyone who kind of makes something themselves. There's always just some sort of level of just incredible, just some level of interesting personality behind that. And it's so what I was doing was I was spending like at least once a week. I tried to commit to doing it once a week, but once a week I would just spend 24 hours with someone who I thought was interesting or had something interesting to say, and document what they did during that 24 hours and try and edit and release whatever we did within that 24-hour period. And then so I was doing that, and then I got a call from you saying that you had this idea for a podcast. And I remember you being like really kind of like nervous talking to me about it because you weren't quite sure.
Yeah.
You weren't quite sure if I was going to say yes, but it was like one of those things within 10 seconds of you like starting to explain it to me. I
said, just think about it overnight if you want. And you're like, no, it's a yes.
Well, yeah, it pretty much was that. I was going to say it was like it just felt right and all that, but no, it was just like, yeah, it just made sense, and it was like, dude, I'm in, let's do it, because here we have the opportunity to do more of that. Basically,
yeah.
We get to sit down with people who make incredible products, delicious food and drink, and we get to have a chat with them, find out a bit about their story, how they actually make some of these things. We've actually already shot a few episodes already because, I mean, lockdown has been, it's been quite limiting for us. We haven't been able to do this as much. But now that things are starting to slowly open up again, and obviously we're following different protocols now, I have been tested, by the way. I am completely fine, so I think it's probably worth saying that now. We are starting to do more of this now, and I like you, I can't sit down and twiddle my thumbs. I have to be working on it, and so we are starting to pick this up a bit, and we have shot a few episodes already, some of which we were just trying to find our feet a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
We shot one, just us two, to be going on with. We may have had a couple of glasses of wine just to calm the nerves a little bit, but so that hopefully that will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
and yeah, just a couple of episodes with a couple of makers, just to try and find our feet, find out what this show's going to be. But we weren't going to rush anything. We weren't going to try and like shoot something and release it the next day, unless it was good. I think that was kind of like the consensus. It was like, no, let's not worry about the marketing. Let's not worry about the website. Let's just try and focus on getting a couple of these done and in the pipeline, and also be good by the time we release them. So by the time you're hearing this, we have a couple of episodes already in the pipeline. We have just come back from interviewing Jeremy Mount from Woodchester Valley.
That was lovely.
That was brilliant. We got to, again, drink a couple of glasses of wine, which was delicious. We also had the first episode that we did properly was with Johnny Harper from Boutique Distillery, and my God, what a laugh.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Brilliant.
We had a right laugh, didn't we?
Oh, so good. I can't wait for you guys to see the episode. It's going to be, hopefully you'll have as much fun as we had shooting it, but yeah, we'll have, hopefully we've got a couple of episodes planned, but in the future, the way it's probably going to go is makers come in, they'll bring in their products, we'll have a chat with them, find out a bit about them, and we'll probably sample a few things in between talking about their story and things like that, and it's going to be a great laugh. Hopefully it'll be a chance for you guys as well to know a bit more about where some of the stuff you're looking at when you come into the shop, you know a bit more about it and where it's coming from, and who is making it, basically. So yeah, I thought it was a brilliant idea, mate.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I can tell the stories in the shop, but it's not the same as the makers telling their story themselves. Yeah,
100%.
Sure.
I think you said that a couple of times, and I'm going to butcher it if I try and like paraphrase what you said, but it's like you can tell people everything you know about these makers, but it's nothing quite like actually sitting down with the makers themselves and actually having a conversation with them.
For sure. Yeah. It's always going to be condensed, what I have to say. Whereas they can, do it in a long form format, and you can see, you can get to know them. So that was the main idea behind this project, and that's why I chose you, because you're a storyteller, and I wanted that to be the whole project. Is it's a storytelling process.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you very much for that. But man, I just want to help other people tell those stories. That's my whole shindig. Because I remember as well you saying, well, actually you didn't necessarily say this, but it was more of an observation on my part. But like, because of who these makers are, and because it's all locally made and ethically sourced and all that sort of stuff, you're bringing a very kind of niche group of people together in this shop, and you have, like, whether on purpose or not, created this really lovely kind of like community here within the shop, and it's just really cool to be a part of that. So thank you very much for having me, for one thing.
Sure.
And again, I can't wait to share it with everybody. Really, I think it definitely. Guys, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great fun. You're going to love everyone who comes on here, and it's going to be great to have you guys be a part of it as well.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be some interesting stories, for sure.
Well, yeah, man. Is there anything else you probably want to sign off with, or whilst this is a shorter episode?
Well, just quickly, I'll say that, thanks for bigging me up so much, but I am kind of just following on from the original model that was built by my parents. So, my mum started the farmer's market, and then my dad started the shop, and then my mum ran the shop, and then I helped sort of build the shop to what it is now, and I was just building on blocks that were already there. So as much as I'll take it, but it's not just me.
Yeah, I
it's,
think
it's it's a 20-year-old shop. 20 years old in December, and I've been here just over 2 years. So I've built on really solid foundations. So yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I think it is very fair to kind of give a quick shout out to Claire as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Claire, you're amazing, mate.
Big up.
If it weren't for you, this would not be happening. So,
Yeah,
so thank you
100%.
very much. So thank you very much. Right, man. I think that's probably going to be it for the first episode. Hopefully, when this comes out, we'll also have another episode ready and out as well for you to carry on and watch. But I guess until then, take it easy and
Like, share, and subscribe.
of course. Thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.